Eze bube, see how far you brought me. Eze bube, I'm so glad you found me worthy. I can see, I can tell, and I know it's your grace. All my days I will sing your praise. I love that song. That song is me. Like that guy. Wewe mtu anaimba life story yangu. Kwanza hiyo part yenye anaimbanga grace found me, grace saved me, grace made me who I am, grace sustained me, grace redeemed me, grace made me who I am. Yeah. So like that's my story. Kabisa, I'll link that song because man, and then the way it starts. With the runs. Oh my god. That guy can sing. That guy can sing. I don't even know what his name is. But that guy can sing. So I was talking about the orals. And I was talking about like mi kukosana na farmates wangu juu nilikataa kupresent. But mna get like that demon of fear had me on a chuckle. So and by the it was a demon for real. And I'll tell you why. I was talking about like July 28th. So let's go back to July 28th. So this is July 28th when I'm doing my orals, right? By the way, nilikuanga tu niko so overwhelmed by the orals. The projects were okay because we were working together. Preparing for the orals was crazy. But the amount of times I feel like I broke down when I was in KSL, they are uncountable. And me by then, I used to be like an emotional gangster. I've reformed since then. Age will humble you. Age will humble you. So I've become softer and I've become more emotional as I've grown older. So I used to be like an emotional gangster. Mi nilikuwa na imagine, vitu zingine haziwezi nisumbua. Kai, hiyo. Like kuna siku hata nakumbuka nilikuwa nafaa kwenda hizo farm meetings. And then nafikiria venye nimechoka akili. And then nafikiria niko na 3 hours double. Because we used to have like, mi nilikuwanga afternoon classes. So kulikuwanga na watu wa asubuhi. Wanaingia asubuhi, wanafikisha lunch time. Si tunaingia kutoka 2 mpaka 6. So kutoka 2, 3 hours hizo ni mpaka saa ngapi? Yeah, kutoka 2 mpaka 6. So do the math. So anyway, kutoka 2 mpaka 6. So like, and before that, I had to study because lazima ujisomee. And then I also had farm meetings. And then I was doing this like leadership training thing. Mi sijui nani alikuwa ameniambia nizifanye zote, ni juggle zote at the same time. So like we used to have meetings katikati ya wiki. So those guys would want me to miss class so that I can go and sijui ati meet them. And then they would say like my important is not their important because ati my important is school. Anyway, people are funny. I remember I missed like just once. I indulged them like just once. And then I was like, maheni. It's a lie. The devil is a lie. I cannot do that. So anyway, I was talking about orals. Nime digress. Sorry for that. So mi sikuwa na plot sikuwa na plan. I was just overwhelmed. Me thinking about standing in front of a panel to present. And then they're supposed to ask you questions from anywhere. So whatever you learned from Campo first year, sijui equity maxims, unajua hizo mavitu. And they can also ask you like current affairs. They can also ask you things now that mnasomea uko law school. They can ask you anything from anywhere. So how are you supposed to prepare? Mi nilikuwa tu nafanya project. Mi sikuwa na prepare. Mi sikuwa nasoma. Like I was too overwhelmed to even think about it. So, and then I went to this like leadership training thing, and I went and I was like, hey, nilikuwa nimejieka mahali nimejikunja tu. Those guys were like, mbona umekuja kuhang out lakini hauongei, what's up? So I told them and they gave me a good idea. They were like, so like, so you have like people in your class? I was like, yeah. She was like, and then they were like, so why can't you practice? Like ufanye nika, you know, like unajua venye people are told to practice in front of a mirror. Like so you practice with your friends, have them ask you things from anywhere. And then you answer evil. I was like, you guys are smart. Not a bad idea. So I went, I asked this guy, he was, huyo msee alikuanga tu anajuana na wasi. So I was like, yo, what do you think about this? He was like, done. So he got some people around. I didn't even know them. Mi nilienda tu, mi nilisuggest tu, and then he made things happen, and then tukaenda tukafanya hiyo runs, hizo trail runs for orals. And then that was like a Tuesday or a Monday, and me, I was doing my orals. Ilikuanga Friday ama Thursday, around hapo the end of the week. So nikaenda, let me tell you, Grace, that song I was singing, Grace found me. Grace found me, for real. Like, I'm not joking, Grace found me, for real. So what happened was, I was given like, one of them I had never even been taught by him. Both of them were not like lecturers who taught me anything. Mmoja nilikuanga tunaendanga he was one of the best in criminal litigation, so tulikuanga tunaenda tu tuna sneaking class yake, tuna displace watu wa class yake. People used to do that in law school. Like they find the best lecturer, you will find people, nyinyi mnafaa kwa hiyo class, let's say ni ya morning, afu mnapata watu wameshajaa huko na ni watu wa evening classes, but they want to hear from that particular lecturer. So huyo tulikuwa tunaendanga kuja kwa class yake. So that one at least I had an idea of what he's like. The other one, I had never seen him. I had never interacted with him. So by God's grace, because it was grace, hey, everything they were asking me, and that day, I don't know, I was nervous still, but I could make sentences, like I could speak. It was a wonder. It was a wonder. Like nilikuwa naongea kitu ina make sense, and I was still nervous and I was breathing through it, but I could answer the questions calmly. I was making eye contact. I was still shaking, but I was making eye contact. I was thinking my answers through. I was answering, and they were very chill. Like, kupeleka mbio. And then when they were done, they were like, okay. And then I was like the second one, because mlikuwa mnaingia, isi tulikuwa tumeenda afternoon. So mlikuwa mnaingia, you are put in like one of the classes, and then mtaitwa tu. Mnaitwa, unaambiwa where to go. So you don't even know where you're going, you don't know the panel, you know nothing. You just avail yourself at this time for this examination. So I went, I was the second one to be called. I didn't even know I was the second one. Or did I know? I don't know. I think we saw the list tukiingia. Ama niliitwa tu, mi sijui. I was the second one. Mi nikamaliziwa mbio kaa nimetoka. I was shocked. Like I had not read, I had not prepared. And then I got a good panel. Mi nilikuwa tu naona this is the grace of God. So of course sikupata 20. It was always out of 20. There were guys walikuanga ati wanaenda huko, wana-interact na malecturer, ati wanaulizwa maswali, wengine sijui ati inakakaa ni job interview, mtu anatoka hapo na job. Kuambia orators, salute. So for me, si ati I got a 20 or a 19, but I got a good one, ilinisaidia, because upon that mark, I added to my projects, and at least I didn't have to work so hard when it came to my final exams, because hivyo ndivyo tulikuanga. Nakumbuka hata tukienda kufanya by exams tulikuanga tuna count. Nilikuwa na orals nini, una count hapo. Ka ulikuwa, let's say ulikuwa na hiyo 19. Let's say ulikuwa na 19, and let's say in one of the papers, in one of the projects, because the projects were zilikuanga 9. papers zilikuanga, units zilikuanga ngapi? Sijui 8 9 hapo. 8 9 9 9. There were 9 days that we did those exams in November. So zilikuanga 9. So in one of the papers, let's say you have a 10. So it's 19 plus that. Na 10 si mzuri by the, okay, si mbaya, ni average. But you can see how much more you'll have to work. So unaongeza kwa hiyo 19, now you have 29. So unatafuta max 40 ndo ni 60. Unafaa kufikisha 50. Exam ya mwisho ya bar ilikuwa yes ni out of 100, but sana sana zile marks zenye unahitaji ni 60 kwa sababu the 40 you have already gotten them from orals and projects. So but pass mark ilikuanga 50 in law school. So unaangalia E29 kabla nifike 50. I have how many more marks to work hard for, you know. Na hiyo paper inaweza kuja venye inataka. Inaweza kuja vitu hujaiona ama inaweza kuja vitu ushaiona na umekuwa ukifanya. So that was my orals experience. Let me just mention, now that was mine and I saw the hand of God. Me, I can tell you, there are people I heard about. It was very brutal to them. Ilikuwa mbaya. Like, ilikuwa mbaya. Ilikuwa mbaya tu kabisa. Like, it messed up their whole... Like, ukisikia, like, you remember I was saying, like, a lot of people fail. And they don't fail because they are dumb. You can get 48. See, nimewambia pass mark ni 50. You can get 48. And you've really worked hard for the bar exams. And maybe the projects were okay. But the way these orals ilikuja, hi, like, there's no way you could have worked harder than that to get that pass mark. You see? So, like, but it was good because it could give people, like, kawe unajua, for example, for me, it was really hard for me kufanya orals kwa sababu I was not good with my oral skills. But I was good with, like, research na group work na nini, and I could also study for myself. So time ya exam pia hapo niko poa. But unaona, like, nika equalizer. Like, ilikuwa inapea tu watu a variety of places to shine. So that ka wewe si wa group work sana, maybe utashine kwa exam. Na group work sana, wewe si wa group work sana kiaje. Like, you don't work with people ama... I don't get it. Because you just need to show up. Ukiasainiwa kazi yako unafanya, you pass. That's it. Mnafanya kazi yenyu vizuri, mnapeleka presenters wazuri, mnapita. What else do you want out of... I feel like group work was the easiest. Like, hizo hata ni marks, hata probably wewe hata hujaan. Ni mtu mwingine tu chopi kwa class yenyu. I mean, kwa hiyo group yenyu, yeye ndo amewabeba. But in our group hakukuanga na hizo. Everybody had to pull their own weight. So, July 28th. So, that was my first win. Orals nimefanya poa. So, many years later, the reason why I'm talking about this is because of that fear thing. Yeah? Many years later in 2022, by this time I've been admitted. By this time I have some experience in law. I was hanging out in our house, right? It was a Thursday evening, and, you know, I had been listening to this lady, and prayers zake zilikuanga too, like, intense, and whatever she had been teaching in the morning was just amazing. So I was hanging out in our house, and I decided today is the day me and this fear thing tumeachana. And you remember where I told you, like, some of these things began. And I've also learned that, I was learning today, when you're revealed early, the devil will attack you. So I don't know when this thing came about. I think because I've had so many attacks, especially when it comes to my career, since I graduated. Like, since I got that LLB degree, like, my life was just crazy. Because before that, when I was just doing my own thing, chini ya maji, there are people who didn't even know that I was studying law, at least time ya graduation. And that's the way I would advise people to do it. Like, acha vitu under wraps until umejua ziko secure, so that you minimize the people you need to fight with, or the devil fighting you, because he will send people and things and demons and all that kind of stuff. So for me, I don't know what my trigger was, but I think it had something to do with like hizo childhood traumas nilikuwa naongea about last video. And so I don't know what this stirred up for me in third year, or how it came about. I can't really remember, but that's when that thing came up again, hiyo kitu ya uoga. Na ili come up sasa, like I can't even like function in my profession. But that time I said that July 28th in 2022, I was like, me, I'm tired. And this is what I would advise anybody who is seeking like to be free from anything, any kind of oppression, any kind of thing. You need to get to that place. Like even Eso brother ya Jacob aliambiwa ukichoka uta break the yoke. So pia mimi nilikuwa tu nimechoka, niko like, especially after all the teachings nilikuwa nimesikia that morning, I was just tired. So I was just praying, and I cast that thing out. I cast that thing out. I cast fear out. I told it to go where it came back from, and it went. Like, if you have never had like supernatural experiences, spirits are real, demons are real. I didn't see them, but I felt them living. Like, you remember that thing I used to tell you? That thing. And I'm not making fun of anybody who has anxiety. Me used to have like, niko na diagnose, nasema niko na social anxiety. That's why sipendi kukaa na watu. Sijui niko na hii ingine ya kuongea, sijui naiita aje. Unazitengenezea majina, but it was just fear. And fear, by the fear is a demon, you guys. Kuna fear ile ya reaction, adrenaline, achana na hiyo ni normal. You are created like that by God. Kuna ingine hii yenye ni irrational, like ujui kwa nini throat yako ina close. That thing is a demon, and it wants to control you. So that day I was just like, I was tired, and I cast it out, and it went. And then I started telling God, like, God, I need to know that I'm free of this thing. So nitume. Me, I'm just those types of people. Like, I want to know, like, I want to do something I've never done. Hey, sema venye nilipewa assignment hapo. I did things I could have never done, by the way. Some of them, looking back right now, are embarrassing, but I started running now into the things that I was afraid of, like talking to certain people. I won't talk too much about that. And doing like stuff that I could have never done before. Like, I remember after that day, maybe for this one, like, it's not a big deal for other people, like, this is what they do, but I used to be so afraid because I was like, I can't even go and ask for work. Niliendanga police station, nikaanza kutafuta clients, niko like, nani nataka kurepresentiwa nini mikono. After that, I was like, send me somewhere. Send me, let me show them what I can do. Nilikuwa tu na confidence ingine amazing. And so, like, that's how I knew, like, ikitu. And God has been building my confidence, by and by. Even me, like, talking about even what I've just said, Sai. That was a big deal for me, kitambo. But right now, it's like, I don't care about fear. Me and fear are not friends. In fact, these days I usually fight everything that wants to make me afraid. I fight it and I win, thank God. And so I just encourage anybody, like, if you feel like you're being tied down by something, cast it out in the name of Jesus. Yeah, and you'll get your freedom. So my time is up. You guys, please subscribe. Please like, comment down in the comment section, share the video, and I'll see you on my next one.